Should I move to Los Angeles, New York, or Atlanta to become a working actor in film and television? There are many reasons to consider one city over another if you're actually ready to work. But today, we're going to focus on, are you ready? If you've never trained in multiple acting classes for a few years, if you don't have a resume of on-camera speaking credits, if you've only done background acting, if you don't have video clips or a reel of your on-camera work, or if you've just done commercials, stay where you are. Let's talk about moving to the big film hubs in the US. Hi, I'm Nancy Nave. I've been a working actor in film and television for over 15 years. I'm also a career coach to actors, guiding their steps so they know how to get started and moving forward in the industry. Keep watching to the end of this video to know what you should be doing in your local area right now to get ready for the move.
And like this video and subscribe to my channel for more helpful information on working in the film and television industry.
The best place to start building your resume with working credits is wherever you are right now. If you're in Nowheresville, America, you can still build credits. It might require you to drive a bit outside your immediate city to find those opportunities, but that's what actors do. When I started my acting career in San Antonio, Texas, I started with local commercials and industrial films for corporations. Then I started auditioning for commercials, films, and TV shows outside of my city. I worked in the film markets of New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, and the entire Southeast market. Actors will drive for 10 hours or more if we have to, just to get a 5-minute audition in front of our favorite casting directors. And I don't mean just do this once. I mean, do it multiple times a week if necessary for years. Yeah, this is not an easy career choice. So you need to be passionate and prepared as the opportunities arise. Now, taped auditions are more the everyday occurrence, so you won't have to drive as much as we did before COVID. But getting yourself to callbacks and film sets can still be a task. Be ready to drive. I did this for almost 8 years before I decided to move to Los Angeles. Side note, if you're wondering how I decided for each audition whether it was worth the drive or not, I stopped deciding. It was easier to make one decision that this was my method to building my resume and gaining on-set experience. I didn't agonize each time I got an audition 8 hours away. I just said yes, put my machine in place to cover my responsibilities at home.
Thank you to my mom, my husband, and teams of moms helping me.
I got in my car and I hit the road. I did the 5-minute audition, got back in my car, and raced back home. This is what we do as actors in those areas. If we were lucky enough, we knew other actors that might have been getting the same auditions and we carpooled together. It's great if you can get to know a community of actors around. Do you have a marketing package ready to go? I talk about this in almost all of my videos. Your marketing package is everything to getting noticed by casting directors and talent agents. It's what speaks for you when you're not in the room. And the only way to get into the room is for someone to notice your marketing package. I'll link a video to create your actor marketing package in the description below. But you need to have excellent headshots, a nice resume of training, skills, and on-camera speaking credits, and film footage of those roles, if you expect to get auditions in these cities. Realize that you'll be entering a deep ocean of talented, dedicated, passionate actors already living and working there. So let's talk quickly about why Atlanta is easier than Los Angeles or New York. Here's the truth about the 3 cities. Atlanta is going to be the easier market to start and keep working as an actor than LA or New York. Why? Because Atlanta is in a right-to-work state. Now, don't jump all over me for this. It's just the way it is. Atlanta offers lots of film and television projects, just like LA and New York. And not just for the larger roles, but they actually cater to the smaller roles. Georgia offers lots of tax incentives for hiring local actors. This means the under 5 lines, co-star roles are mostly offered to local talent, usually within a 500-mile radius of the shooting location, which is usually the Atlanta area. This is a big reason why it's easier to build a resume of on-camera speaking credits than trying to get those same roles in Los Angeles or New York. Here's the right-to-work state angle. In all 3 cities, there's lots of non-union and union projects. The Screen Actors Guild, called SAG-AFTRA, is the union that offers protection and benefits to its members. But you don't have to be a part of SAG to book union projects initially. Let's look at this quickly through a non-political, just the facts perspective. In Atlanta, you never have to join SAG. It's an option once you've done 3 union projects, whether speaking on camera or as a background actor. Georgia is a right-to-work state, which means you cannot be forced to join the union in order to secure work on a SAG project. You can do as many SAG films and TV shows or commercials in Georgia as you can without being a part of SAG. This means you can do both union and non-union projects for the extent that you work there. However, in New York and Los Angeles, these are union states. As a non-union actor, you can do all the non-union projects you want. There are many good non-union projects casting every day. The fact is that it's easier to book a non-union project than a union project. Here's why. When you join the union, you're limited to working on SAG-approved films only. You agree not to work on non-union commercials, films, or TV shows. SAG members are primarily a pool of highly skilled, experienced, talented actors. We know this because we had to book at least 3 union jobs before we could join the union. You can't just join because you want to. It's an earned privilege. Therefore, all SAG actors are competing for SAG jobs. You should understand that when you get an audition for a SAG project, your competition is likely a SAG actor. The bar is high. You need to be ready. So if you're trying to build 5 or more solid on-camera speaking credits on your resume to get started, if you're in Atlanta, you just keep working and plugging along. If you're in LA or New York, you'll have to keep track of which are SAG and which are non-union. As soon as you book your 3rd SAG project, you'll be required to join the union before you can shoot that project, or they'll need to select a different actor. That's what happened to me when I booked Grey's Anatomy my first year in LA. And yeah, I got myself into the SAG office that same day, paid my national initiation fee and then some, and I was part of the union. As soon as you become a union member, you can no longer audition for non-union projects. Remember, the non-union projects are easier to book for many reasons. Now, still being a little fish, you're swimming in the ocean of great white sharks. This is why you need to have a filled resume of on-camera speaking credits before you move out to LA or New York. The moment you start working on SAG films and TV shows in these cities, your only options will reside in the union projects very quickly. But this is the goal, right? Your goal is to become a working actor in film and television, not to be tiptoeing on the outskirts of blockbuster movies and mainstream TV. Eventually, as the years go by, you're going to want to be part of the union. The benefits and protections offered by SAG-AFTRA are immense and so important. But when you're building your resume, my advice is to stay in the non-union sector and get as many film and TV credits as you can. Once you've built up a nice resume, good footage of your credits, and lots of training and skills under your belt, then you're ready to jump into the deep end. It's very possible to join SAG as a medium small fish and grow in size from there. Just understand that in LA and New York, there are many medium-sized fish vying for the same 5 and under co-star roles that you want. The same goes for Atlanta, but you just might be at the top of the food chain as you gain more experience and training at that same level. When you've built your resume and you're ready to jump in and start competing in the big leagues with all the other SAG actors, you'll be so glad that you did. You'll enter the SAG field with a competing resume and impressive video clips and a reel. The wage and work condition protections that SAG provides actors across the world is necessary for so many reasons. If you're a part of SAG and haven't taken advantage of all the free training and resources, make sure that you do. When you bring a solid marketing package with you to these markets, you'll have a much easier time finding representation from reputable talent agents. You might even bring with you solid references to get your foot into the doors of these agencies, because referrals are usually the best way into an agency. The co-star, guest star, recurring, series regular roles for TV are usually only available to actors with talent agents. The same goes for bigger movie auditions. So when you've got a nice marketing package put together, then it's time to start looking for an agent, but not before. Productions in each state are different. It's very common now that film markets are looking to book as many local actors as possible because of the tax incentives, minimizing COVID risk to productions, travel expenses to production, and less complications to last-minute schedule changes. So here's just a quick example of hiring a local actor versus traveling someone in from out of state. A few years ago, I booked a SAG national commercial in New Orleans when I was living in San Antonio. There were 2 principal roles. I booked the local hire role where I was required to pay for my own travel expenses to get there, and the other actor was flown in from Los Angeles, where they paid for 100% of her travel expenses. But we both made the same paychecks and residuals from the commercial, which was very much worth the cost. Just understand this is part of the business. Be realistic. Booking a lead role in a project probably isn't going to happen for you if you have little or no training, little experience on set, or a very short resume. It's possible if you have the unique presence they're looking for, or you possess the special skill they need, or you speak the required language, but those projects are very unique. Are you financially prepared for Los Angeles to New York?
It's expensive.
Like the most expensive cities to live in the US. So here's just a quick comparison of a 2-bedroom apartment for rent. In Atlanta, it's around $1,500 a month. In Queens, New York or LA, the rent is about $3,000. To buy a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, Atlanta is about $460,000. Queens or Los Angeles, around $1.1 million. Of course, there's more expensive sections in those states as well, but that's kind of what you can expect as the comparison between the cities. Plus, transportation, food, entertainment, and healthcare are between 5 and 25% higher in the Los Angeles and New York market. And even as an experienced working actor in these cities, you probably won't be able to consistently pay your rent or mortgage just from your acting paychecks. You would need to be a SAG TV series regular or regularly booking guest star roles to feel any financial comfort. Of course, booking the occasional SAG national commercial is always a nice bonus. But as actors, we're not in control of booking jobs or TV shows getting renewed or canceled. We're at the mercy of each project. But if you're planning realistically, you're gonna need a side gig to begin immediately when your feet hit your new zip code. Do everything you possibly can to secure a job before you land in your new city. With so many other actors who already live there looking for the same flexibility in their side gig, you'll be competing for that job too. Don't just account for living expenses. You need to have money to pay your own ongoing working expenses. Acting classes, updated headshots, SAG dues if you move to LA or New York. You should have a lot of savings to span the gap between paychecks if needed. At least a few months worth in your bank account, say 20,000-ish. If all this discussion scares you, it should. This is not an easy move. Your eyes need to be wide open. Even if you're an experienced actor with a talent agent and industry contacts, you'll still need a lot of time, luck, and other methods of making money outside of booking jobs. So what can you do in your local town right now to start building momentum and pulling a marketing package together? Enroll in a good acting class taught by a reputable acting coach with real film and TV credits and who was taught by another great acting coach. This can be an in-person acting class, even if you have to drive a couple of hours each week, or on Zoom, which you can access from anywhere. And are Zoom classes good? They might be even better than in person because your acting coach can see your eyes closer when you perform and see the most subtle emotions. Don't belittle Zoom classes. They work, especially if you want industry experts in the field right now. Join your local theater programs to get experience working in front of people and with other actors. Audition for local commercials, short films, student films, everything. Join the acting websites, Actors Access, Casting Networks, Backstage.com, and submit yourself for speaking roles for projects in your area. You can probably submit self-tapes if you get that audition. Work as a background actor, only a few times, just to get experience watching what happens on a live set. This does not go on your resume because it's not a credit of you speaking on camera. You won't become a working actor by being a background actor. This is on-set experience only. Be willing to drive to an audition or film shoot, no matter how far you are. This is the life of an actor, especially when you're first getting started. If you book a local hire role in a film that shoots 8 hours away from where you live, be willing to make that drive. Flying there gets expensive if you need to keep changing your flight as auditions and film schedules shift. So, should you move to Los Angeles, New York, or Atlanta? Or should you stay put and do the work where your feet are planted now? I hope this video helps you understand the hurdles awaiting you in those cities. And if you're ready, make the jump with the right expectations, but be in it for the long haul. Trying it out for a summer or for a year isn't going to be long enough. Think years. Of course, lightning can strike and you can get plucked out of the ocean of sharks and thrust into the spotlight. And if that happens to you, congratulations. And I hope you're ready, because that's also a double-edged sword and a different topic of discussion. So send me your questions or comments. It's obviously doable, but you need to be ready. If you'd like more information on the life of a working actor in the film and television industry, make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in LA. Break a leg.